You ever notice how the air changes around someone when they're nearing the end of their journey? It's like time itself starts whispering, not loudly, not with drama, just a subtle shift. A pause between footsteps, a glance that lingers a second too long. Most folks miss it, but if you're paying attention, really paying attention, the signs are there. Now, I'm not talking about sudden collapses or dramatic hospital scenes. I mean the quiet little warnings, the ones that sneak in like a draft under the door. You don't see them at first, but one day you realize the room's gotten cold. The first sign? They start to let go of the world, piece by piece. It's not that they're giving up. It's more like they're tidying up, like someone who knows they won't be staying much longer and wants to leave things in order. You might find them giving away books they've loved for years, or jewelry that's been sitting in a box since Nixon was in office. They'll say, "You've always liked this, haven't you?" and press it into your hand with a smile that says more than words ever could. It's not about clutter. It's about closure. Memory becomes legacy. Second, the appetite fades. And no, I don't mean just pushing away Aunt Clara's tuna surprise. I mean food just stops mattering. That morning cup of tea they once demanded before anyone dared speak to them? Cold and untouched. Meals become smaller. Favorites no longer spark joy. Sometimes they'll just stare at the plate like it's a stranger who wandered in from the street. The body, wise in its own way, starts preparing, digesting less, wanting less, because it knows what's coming, even if we don't say it out loud. Now the third one's a little sneaky. They sleep more, a lot more, and not that nice cozy nap after lunch kind of sleep. I'm talking real withdrawal. Hours melt away, days blur. Conversations are shorter, slower. You'll ask how they're feeling, and they'll say, "Just tired," but there's a weight behind it. A kind of bone-deep fatigue that even a good night's sleep won't fix. And if they're dreaming more, vividly, talking to people who aren't in the room, don't dismiss it. The brain has its own ways of preparing too. Fourth, this one hits different. Their world shrinks. Someone who used to check the mailbox twice a day now forgets it exists. They stop watching the news, or reading, or even asking about the grandkids. The outside world begins to matter less and less. But strangely, the past? That gets brighter. They'll recall stories from childhood with the clarity of someone who just lived it yesterday. They'll talk about friends who've been gone for decades like they're still meeting for coffee next week. It's like a door is opening, and the past is where the light's coming from. Now the fifth sign. It's harder to explain, but if you've seen it, you know. It's the look. A certain peace behind the eyes. A strange calm. It's as if they've seen something the rest of us can't. They're not scared. Not really. More like they're already halfway across the river, waving at us from the other side. You might catch them smiling at nothing, laughing softly when no one said a thing. And if they reach for someone invisible, don't be alarmed. Just hold their hand a little tighter. They're not alone. Not really. You'll know it when it happens. One morning the air feels heavy. The coffee tastes dull, and the house seems to be holding its breath. That's the world making space. That's life making room for an ending. But here's the thing. These signs aren't a countdown. They're an invitation. To sit closer. To listen more. To ask the questions you've been too shy to ask. To say the things you always meant to say but never found the moment. These final months, if you're lucky enough to notice them, can be some of the most honest, most loving, most real moments you'll ever witness. So don't shy away. Don't pretend you didn't see the signs. Instead, lean in. Laugh with them even if it hurts. Help them tell their stories. Let them leave the world feeling heard, feeling known. And yes, if you find them giving away that ugly ceramic elephant they always insisted was charming, just smile and take it. You'll understand its value later. There's something sacred about the final stretch, even if it's wrapped in hospital gowns, pill bottles, and that mysterious lotion every nurse seems to have. And now that you've seen the signs, the letting go, the fading appetite, the long sleeps, the shrinking world, and that faraway gaze, you might be wondering, what now? What do we actually do with this knowledge? First, we stop pretending everything's normal, because it's not. And that's okay. Pretending just makes it harder for everyone. You don't have to be dramatic or say goodbye like it's the final scene of a soap opera. But you can start having real conversations. Not the "how was your day" kind. The ones that crack open your ribs a little. The ones that matter, like, what's the one thing you still want me to know? Or, what was the moment in your life you're most proud of? That kind of truth doesn't just live in the past. It stays with us. It gets passed down. You'll also want to listen more than you speak, especially when they repeat themselves. Because yes, maybe it's the third time this week you've heard about how they won a cakewalk in 1957. But here's a secret. Repetition is often about meaning. It's their way of saying, "This mattered to me. Help me hold it a little longer." Now let's talk about touch. Don't underestimate it. When words start to fade, a hand on theirs can say 1,000 things. Stroke their hair, rub their shoulders, sit close enough that they can feel your warmth. That kind of presence speaks louder than any eulogy ever could. And if they're the kind who never liked hugs, don't force it. Just be near. Let them know you're not rushing anywhere. You might also notice time acting funny. A week feels like a day. A moment lasts forever. That's part of the deal. Don't fill every silence. Don't force productivity. Let the clock melt a little. Sit in the quiet. Breathe with them. If they fall asleep mid-conversation, let them. If they want to sit outside for hours just watching birds, grab a chair and join them. You're not wasting time. You're witnessing it. And about those hallucinations, the ones where they say they see someone in the corner of the room, or they talk to someone who isn't there. Don't panic. Don't correct. Ask them who they see. Let them tell you. Because maybe, just maybe, they're seeing what's next. Maybe that smile isn't confusion. Maybe it's recognition. You'll also notice their wants get simpler. No more plans, no more fuss. Just a soft blanket, a certain song, a childhood candy. Don't overthink it. Bring the candy, play the song. Let them eat dessert before dinner. They're not counting calories. They're counting memories. And one more thing. Let them say goodbye in their way. Some folks do it with a final joke. Some wait until you step out of the room. Others grip your hand tight until the very end. However it happens, honor it. And afterward, when the room feels both empty and full at the same time, let yourself feel it all. Don't rush to be strong. Cry in the kitchen. Laugh at an old voicemail. Sit on their side of the bed, even if it creaks. That's grief doing its strange, beautiful work. You might wonder if you did enough, if you missed something, if they knew how much you loved them. Here's the truth. If you showed up, if you listened, if you held their hand and let them go in peace, then yes, you did enough, more than enough. Because in the end, being present is the greatest gift. Not just for them, but for you too. It teaches us how to live, how to love, and how to let go with grace. And if you made it this far, maybe you're one of the brave ones. So here's what I'll say to you. Take care of the stories they leave behind. Don't let them fade. And if you're feeling alone in this, you're not. We've all got someone we're missing. Someone whose memory still lives in the folds of a blanket or the sound of a song. So if this reminded you of someone you've loved, drop their name in the comments, or the city they're from, or just say, I remember. And if you're new here and want more honest talk like this, don't just keep scrolling. Hit that subscribe button and stick around. We talk about real life here, the kind that matters. Now go ahead. Keep the ugly ceramic elephant. They'd have wanted it that way.